All right, all right, all right. It is Wednesday, right? Wednesday. Yo, this week is flying, man. See, that's what happens when the market doesn't give you trouble, it just takes off. So hey, do me a favor, subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell. We have plenty of opportunities if you guys want to support the page. Big thanks goes out to all those guys who did contribute. My good friend, Mr. Tommy Williams, everybody knows him, who's associated with the channel. Anthony, always there supporting us and throwing some likes. I know money's too tight to mention, but the love helps. Mr. Williams shares the love and the loot. We had a new contributor, Ina, who was absolutely amazing, and everybody else who supported us in the past, throwing a little love our way, helping us build the channel, get some recognition, get some more supporters out there, and all that kumbaya stuff. So anyway, let's get right to the market. So Putin said he's pulling guys off the line. Now British intelligence says he's adding people to the line. Typical Russian thing. I kind of figured it. He's going to play with Biden. We know he hates Biden. Biden's got his fingers in the Ukraine, right? Biden Jr. gets his kickbacks from the Ukraine. So Ukraine is kind of Biden's retirement fund. We know Trump's got some links to Russia, so he's probably putting thumb screws to Biden in this manner and messing with the economy so that everybody votes Republican. And if you think this shit doesn't go on, you're living under a rock. Nothing we didn't expect. The S&P futures are down 11 right now. Really, no big deal. We could call it flat. And it's not making me make any moves. I mean, this Biden situation, this is going to go back and forth. You got to watch how you invest. It should keep the volatility in the markets, so invest accordingly. That's going to be heavy directionals, long-term swings. You got to be careful with your income trades and your low volatility trades. But that's cool, man. That's what the winter's about. It's always something in the winter. In the summer, everybody wants to go to the beach. Dies down, and we'll get to do very conservative long-term trades and make money. I'm still doing income trades rather, and it's cool. Look, NATO says Russia is increasing troop numbers. Yeah. You know what? I mean, this is the biggest problem here is for the Ukrainians. And I mean, you can't really point a finger at Putin. The guy's looking out for his country. That's his job. Yeah, I respect any man who does his job. He's not looking to come over here and change our way of life. I mean, he's building his thing over there, trying to get the Russian Empire back together. I mean, it would be cool if he just put it in set it up where everybody, it's all about commerce. I mean, let's all do business. Let's, all love. I mean, Russia has an amazing cuisine. I think it's one of the czars. They hired a French chef to build. The guy was all about food, and he hired a French chef to build a Russian cuisine. And they love to party, man. I mean, Brighton Beach. I would actually shout it out to Ina. I figure she's familiar with Brighton Beach. You go down there. There used to be this club, Rasputin, which was amazing, and they have these Russian clubs, and there's no clubs like a Russian clubs. It's like a big banquet. You sit down at a big table. You pay like one big head fee, and it's different classes depending on the quality or types of food you get. And they just keep bringing the food and the liquor and the food and the liquor. And there's a huge dance floor, and they do amazing dance shows and all sorts of shows. And then the end of the night, it's like a dance club. And I mean, really, if you want to party hard, you go to a Russian club, and I haven't been there, but people I've worked with have told me that Moscow is just like that too. So you know what I say? Give them Ukraine, open up Russia, let us go party there, right? I mean, it's not going to change our way of life. Okay, I digress. The average size stock futures, there's really treasury yields. It's really rhetoric. I mean, it's all about the Fed today. So there's really nothing going on over here. And then if we look at, scusi, por favor. 8:30, retail sales. We're going to watch retail sales. We want to see the economy's doing well. They forecasted retail sales are up 1.5 month over month. And I want to mention something about the interest rates. Just remember, this time last year, we were kind of locked down and we were taking a beating, and the interest number, not interest rates, the inflation number was almost deflation, right? So everybody was fearing deflation at the time because nobody was buying goods and things of that nature. So the for inflation to be 7%, not that I'm saying it's not ripping. Year over year is really not that difficult a feat. So this time next year, you're not going to see 7%. You're going to see a lot lower inflation rate, and if it curtails, the month over month is an important number, and that's the number we got to watch. But it's very easy to have exorbitant numbers from last year because last year was so slow. Just keep that in mind. When everybody's saying, "Oh my God, the Feds are going to raise it 14 times this year, and we're going to $9, 9% interest." All right, a little exaggeration. Okay, so there it is, baby. 2 o'clock, FOMC meetings. And I'm going to say it again, should be a quiet market. And every time I say that, it's like a crazy market. So buckle up. All right, very simple. What we had on the technical yesterday, here's our hammer. I didn't really like the hammer because of the tail, but nonetheless, boom. So today we're going to have an inside bar, and I think we're going to stay inside all day. So I'm going to be sitting on my hands, inside bar, choppy market. It's easy for a trigger to trigger, for a setup to trigger, and then turn around, knock you out, and take off. And yet, that's how you lose money as a trader, short-term trader. You get chopped up. And yet, it's little loss, little loss, little loss, little loss, trying to catch that move. After 2 o'clock, based on the minutes, shit's gonna move. You see a little momentum in something, wait for a retrace, try to get in on that move. You're not gonna get in on the bottom, and if you have that concept, you're gonna get hurt. You know what I'm saying? You want to find the move, you're gonna hop on it, let it go. The big boys make the wave, and we just surf on the wave. Yo, that's a pretty good analogy. I'm gonna write that down. All right. So anyway, we don't want to see it break below this low, right? What we're looking for, here's a low, here's a higher low. We're looking for a higher high. We don't want to see it break below this low. If you took the break of this hammer, right, your stop should be below this low because the setup is a break of this hammer. If it breaks this hammer, it should move up to at least test this high. And if it breaks this high, make a higher high, right? If it doesn't do that and it goes over here, the idea fell apart. You don't sit in it and wait for it to come back. This is it. Take your loss, take your licks. You were wrong. Wait for another setup and go. And you weren't even wrong. It's a good setup. It just, shit happens. It went the wrong way. You close it out. Nothing's 100%. But this setup right here, probably 77 to 80%. So 80% of the time, this setup will make you money, which it did because honestly, if you took the break, or I did the anticipation because I kind of considered that it could be up in the morning. So on the close, I entered my position. I took some off already, and I'm at a stop. And these are swing trades. That's why I don't call them out. I'm at a stop at my break even. So now I've got money in the bank. The remainder of my trade is a riskless trade. If the thing keeps running, boom, I get myself a bigger boat. If it goes the wrong way, I made a few bucks. I'm eating steak, and I'm out. I'm not getting hurt. You know what I mean? Risk management. Avoid the blow up. So anyway, that's that. Let's just take a quick look just to refresh our minds. We're halfway through the week. Let's see what the week looks like. And it really doesn't mean anything, just maybe a little mental masturbation. But I don't know, man. I don't really like the layout of the weekly pattern. It looks like the momentum is rolling around, right? Okay, that's a good thing. If we close like this, we can be somewhat encouraged. 3 bars to make a trend reversal. I'm happy, but I would rather see, you see how this low is here, this low is higher. I would rather see that same pattern on the momentum. That would be stronger. That would make me comfortable. But it doesn't mean this doesn't blow through. Nonetheless, I don't think I take an early entry on breaking this based on the momentum. It's a weak setup. But I would probably take a break of the high, on this setup. I'm going to be in and out of trades, but if I was taking a weekly trade, that's like a long-term kind of trade, and I would wait for the break of that high, and I would be convinced that we're probably moving higher. Right now we're having trouble with the 20 period average, which is 580. So we got to bust that 580. And right here, I guess the tops, we have 595 and 590. So we keep flirting with that mid or that 20 period line. Okay, and understand that everything's a range, right? So if I say the 20 period line is 580 and we're on a weekly chart, the fact that we're within 5 or 10 points of that is good. That's okay. That's a good line. If we were working on a daily chart, we'd say maybe 1 or 2 points, something like that. And every time you have a smaller chart, you want to be a little closer to the number, smaller variables. But nothing's on the gnat's ass, nothing's guaranteed. So that's how you look at it. Because I know a lot of people get they're kind of strung out. How close could it be? Where is it valid? A general range, a comfortable range where you say, all right, it kind of touched it. That's also a feel you develop by sitting there. It's 8 o'clock, sitting there watching the markets all the time, which is what I do. Yeah, when you guys are out making your living and doing what you do, I'm sitting here staring at the markets, watching the markets, trading the markets. It's what I do for a living. I mean, like, a doctor is a doctor all the time. That's what he does. He's a doctor. He thinks doctor. He eats doctor. He lives doctor. He associates with doctors. He works doctor. That's what I do. So it's just hours in. Okay, so anyway, again, I digress. That's what we're looking at right there on the weekly. But again, we can't. This is invalid because who knows? I mean, we could turn around and this could turn around. We could test the low today. Anything could happen. It's not a bar until the bar closes. If we go back to the daily, boom, we know this is a hammer. The bar closed. We know this is a strong up move. The bar closed. That's what we know. We know what we know. When they're developing, we could assume, but it's nothing to move on, nothing to trade on. So the beauty of this is we've broken the 20-day moving average. We closed above it. I believe this is the 50-day right above it. And is it an EMA? Yeah, it's a 50 EMA of 471, 4471. 4472 is the 50-day EMA. If we close above that, very good chance we're heading for that 615 mark. And this is what I'd like to see. It's always more fun when the market goes up than when it goes down, because everything's making money. I mean, I make money on the shorts, but investing, you don't invest on a short. You invest on a long. Everybody's a bull who's investing, which is why the market is more apt to move up. So my long-term wealth, or my generational wealth, is dependent on the market moving up. So come on, move up, market. The quality of restaurant that I attend is just indicative of what I do for the day. So the market has a natural tendency to just float up over time. So what's interesting is if you invest, and that's why investing is easier than trading. If you invest and you buy quality stuff and the company, you're not taking crapshoots and get rich quick kind of trades, but you're investing in quality and good company, intellectual property, good management, things like that. Even if you're wrong on a short period of time, as long as nothing fundamentally changes in the company or the business plan doesn't change or become obsolete, then ultimately you're going to make money on that investment. You wait, if you shut the market off today, turn it on in 5 years, it'll probably be higher, barring any unforeseen circumstances. So, okay, I probably talked my ass off. This is a real long video. Who knows who's going to watch it to the end? Watch it to the end. It's good stuff. If you did watch it to the end, you must like it. So subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like. Yo, hit up the bank account so that I could expand this thing. Actually, once I get up into the mountains and I'm in my office and in more of a decadent environment and comfortable, I'm going to try to pump out more training videos. Although I've got a ton of work, man. I mean, I've got to rebuild my chicken coop and my chicken area. I've got to do some work to my livestock fields for grazing, and I've been meaning to build a fish pond. I mean, I'm right on the river, but I want to build a fish pond where it's easy harvesting. I just have to think about that a little bit because there's a lot of black bear up there, and I don't want to wake up and just see bear eating my fish. I mean, there's no risk because I mean, cats treat black bear; they're not dangerous at all. But I mean, it's a little disheartening when you work so hard to raise a food stock, and then the wildlife is chowing down on it. I used to have an aquaculture company, and we used to deal with that shit all the time because it was open. It was industrial, but it was open air, and we come in and these like seagulls and all sorts and cranes and herons would come in and gorge themselves on the young fish. And then I had a buddy of mine who was one of the drivers, and we had about $20,000 in eel, and they escaped from the cage, and he drove down into the area with his headlights off and ran over about $20,000 worth of eel. But it's all right because the last time I hung out with him, he bought me dinner. Um, anyway, all right, fun stories. I'll stop. I digress. All right, so everybody, calm and cool. Get your meditation in. That's why I'm late. I was meditating. I lost track of time. Popped up and boat. I had to get everything in order and turn my boat into an office. So here I am. Here it is. It's all done. Calm and cool. Be at peace when you trade, and good luck trading.